Amelia sat cross-legged on the attic floor, surrounded by a scattered assortment of faded photographs, dusty trinkets, and half-forgotten keepsakes. As she sifted through her late grandmother's belongings, an old yellowed envelope slipped from behind a stack of books. Its elegant handwriting caught her eye, and a curious flutter stirred within her. The letter was dated over a century ago, and spoke of a hidden gathering in London, a mysterious event that promised revelations about the long-lost Ilara. Intrigued, Amelia felt an inexplicable connection to the woman whose spirit was rumored to haunt Wraith's Lane. The notions of history and the supernatural intertwined in her mind, beckoning her to delve deeper. With a mixture of excitement and trepidation, she resolved to uncover the truth behind Ilara's disappearance. Little did she know, this decision would lead her down a path steeped in shadows and long-buried secrets waiting to be unearthed. Amelia stepped off the bustling street and into the shadows of Wraith's Lane, her heart racing with a mix of anticipation and trepidation. The alley loomed before her, its cobblestones uneven beneath her feet, each step echoing with whispers of the past. A thin mist curled around her ankles, giving the place an otherworldly feel, as if the very air was steeped in forgotten stories. The quaint antique shops that flanked the narrow passage beckoned, their dusty windows hinting at treasures long lost. As she wandered deeper, an unsettling familiarity settled over her, as if she were retracing the steps of a life once lived. The alley seemed to thrum with energy, a silent call that drew her toward its hidden secrets. A chill danced along her spine, prompting her to glance over her shoulder, but she found only the shadows. Little did she know, she was not alone in this hauntingly beautiful place. Amelia stepped into the old bookstore, the heavy wooden door creaking as if warning her of secrets within. Dust motes danced in the dim light, creating an atmosphere both inviting and unsettling. As she wandered through the narrow aisles, the scent of aged paper filled her lungs, grounding her in the weight of history surrounding her. Suddenly a chill enveloped her, and the air grew thick with emotion. Before her, the translucent figure of a young woman materialized. Ethereal and sorrowful Ilara. Startled yet drawn to the apparition, Amelia felt a pang of recognition, as if Ilara had been a part of her life all along. The ghost's eyes glistened with unshed tears, and she lifted a delicate hand, gesturing toward Amelia's heart. Faint whispers filled the space, echoing with anguish and longing. In that moment, Amelia understood. Ilara's story was intertwined with her own, and uncovering it would unlock the mystery of both their fates. Amelia felt invigorated as she sat in the British Museum, surrounded by dusty combs and ancient artifacts. The whispers of history filled the air, spurring her on as she began to unravel Ilara's story. She immersed herself in records detailing the merchant class of Victorian London, piecing together the life of a young woman constrained by societal expectations. Ilara was the daughter of a prominent trader, her days shaped by opulent balls and whispered gossip. Yet beneath the surface of privilege lay a tale of longing and heartache. The mention of Thomas, Ilara's betrothed, drew her in further. Through letters and accounts, Amelia sensed a love that thrived amidst secrecy and tension. Their bond appeared strong, but undercurrents of jealousy tainted it, hinting at an impending storm. Amelia's heart raced as she realized she was not just uncovering history. She was stepping into a realm of love, obsession, and tragedy, forging an indelible connection with Ilara's past. As Amelia immersed herself in Ilara's letters, the passion and pain of a bygone romance pulsed through her fingertips. The exquisite prose painted a portrait of a love that teetered on the edge of obsession. Ilara's words revealed the depths of her devotion to Thomas, a man who sparked light in her otherwise constrained life. But beneath the sweet verses lay shadows of envy, swirling like tempestuous clouds on a stormy day. Amelia noted the subtle shift in tone as Alara penned her feelings, reflecting an all-consuming desire that edged into madness, fueled by whispered doubts from envious acquaintances. In the library's dim glow, parallels to her own life rose like phantoms. Amelia recognized her own fears of vulnerability and the cost of devotion. As she read on, the revelation of jealousy seemed to awaken something deeper within Amelia, a fear that such intense love could lead not just to ecstasy, but to destruction. With that unsettling thought, she turned the page, eager to uncover the truth behind the tragedy of love lost. Amelia stood in the shadowy corner of the bookstore, the air thick with an unshakable tension as Alara's ghost began to recount the harrowing events of the night she last saw Thomas. The dim light flickered, casting an eerie glow that accentuated the sadness in Alara's eyes. She described the clandestine meeting, her heart racing as she awaited Thomas beneath the old elm tree, the moonlight dappling the cobblestones like a secret beacon. The comforting sound of his footsteps was abruptly replaced by a chilling silence, unsettling her. As Alara's memories unfurled, a shadowy figure emerged, lurking at the edge of her vision. Fear gripped her heart as she sensed something sinister, an unseen danger threatening their love. Amelia leaned in closer, captivated and horrified, realizing that this was a turning point, a moment that had sealed both of their fates and connected their worlds across the veil of time. As Amelia delved deeper into her research, she stumbled upon references to a secret society that had operated in London during Alara's time. The society, shrouded in mystery, was known to manipulate trade routes, entwining the lives of the elite in a web of intrigue and deceit. The more she unearthed, the more she realized that the society's operations extended beyond simple commerce. They were involved in darker dealings that could lead to grave consequences for anyone who crossed them. In her investigations, Amelia discovered accounts suggesting that Thomas had inadvertently uncovered the society's sinister plans, his relentless curiosity becoming a double-edged sword. As she pieced together Alara's emotional turmoil, it became clear that her love for Thomas was intertwined with the secrets of this shadowy group. Each revelation heightened Amelia's concern for Alara's spirit, urging her to dig deeper and uncover the truth behind the tragedy that had long haunted Wraith's Lane. Amelia wandered back into the dimly lit bookstore, the musty aroma of old pages enveloping her like a shroud. While examining the shelves for any overlooked volumes on Alara, her fingers brushed against something cold and delicate, a hidden diary tucked behind a row of dusty tomes. Heart racing, she carefully extracted it, its leather cover cracked with age. Opening to the first page, she was met with Alara's elegant script, filled with frantic thoughts and poignant sketches that seemed to leap from the page. As she delved deeper into the entries, Amelia felt Alara's pulse through her words, fears of losing Thomas, sketches of shadowy figures lurking in the corners of her life, and cryptic notes hinting at a conspiracy that reached far beyond her romantic tribulations. Each revelation drew Amelia closer to the heart of Alara's torment, a haunting realization that the young woman's life had been entangled in a malevolent web that threatened to ensnare them both. Amelia held the invitation tightly as she stepped into Wraith's Lane once again, the dim lights casting elongated shadows that danced with the night. Anticipation thrummed in her veins as she joined a gathering at a forgotten tea house, its secretive nature drawing in a select group of attendees bound together by their connection to the past. Whispers filled the air, tales of shadows and lost souls intertwining with the lives of the city's forgotten inhabitants. As Amelia listened intently, she felt the presence of other spirits lingering, each with their own tragic tales, all straining to be heard. One spirit, a young man with a weary gaze, shared how he had been deceived by the same society that ensnared Alara and Thomas. The stories resonated, forming a web of sorrow, and she realized that history was not just the past. It was alive, filled with voices yearning for closure. Amelia's resolve deepened, urging her to uncover the truth that would finally bring peace to these restless souls. Ilara's plea weighed heavily on Amelia's heart as they stood together beneath the flickering gaslight of Wraith's lane. The spirit's sorrowful eyes held desperate hope, urging Amelia to help uncover what had become of Thomas. With Ilara's guidance, Amelia learned of a clandestine meeting point long forgotten, hidden away in the depths of London. Each step toward the secret location intensified the sense of urgency, as whispers of the past echoed like a haunting melody through her mind. Determined, they descended into the shadows of the underground, the air thick with the scent of damp stone and lingering regret. Ilara's presence flickered beside her, a guiding light against the encroaching darkness. Amelia could feel the weight of unfinished business pressing down, a palpable tension that hinted at the dangers lurking ahead. With every heartbeat, she grew resolute, knowing the truth of Thomas's fate awaited unraveling, promising either relief for Ilara's broken spirit or further turmoil in their journey. Amelia stepped cautiously into the underground tunnels, a shiver of anticipation running down her spine. The air was thick with dampness and the faint echo of water dripping in the distance. Guided by Ilara's ghost, she descended deeper into the bowels of history, walls adorned with decaying remnants of a long-lost era. Shadows flickered around them, reminders of those who had walked these paths before, their whispers intertwining with memories of dread and despair. Every step heightened her sense of impending danger, a feeling that their exploration would lead to unforeseen revelations. As they navigated the maze of dark passageways, Ilara's presence grew stronger, radiating both fear and determination. Amelia could sense Ilara's turmoil, mirroring her own. Each haunted step felt like a collision of past and present. The path ahead seemed to pulsate with hidden secrets, drawing her closer to the truth, while pushing her fears into the forefront of her mind. As the dim light flickered in the hidden chamber, Amelia felt a chill run down her spine. The remnants of the secret society loomed before her. Their faded symbols cast eerie shadows against the damp stone walls. Heart racing, she pieced together the threads of the past, uncovering the truth behind Thomas's disappearance. In hushed whispers, fragments of the society's dark dealings echoed in her mind, each revelation more devastating than the last. Ilara's anguish became palpable, intertwining with Amelia's own sense of sorrow as the weight of their shared history pressed heavily upon her. In that moment of confrontation, Amelia understood the true cost of love and ambition. It was not merely the absence of Thomas, but the lives affected by greed and betrayal. With a deep breath, she prepared to confront the shadows, determined to uncover the truth and bring Ilara the closure she so desperately desired. The air in the hidden chamber was thick with tension as Amelia, heart pounding, confronted the restless spirits that lingered among the crumbling stone walls. Shadows danced ominously, echoing with the whispers of the secret society, their dark intentions pulsing in the heavy atmosphere. With Ilara at her side, Amelia felt a surge of determination. They were here to unearth the truth, to confront the very essence of the malevolence that had bound their fates. As the spirits coalesced, angered by the intrusion, a fierce energy crackled in the air. Amelia spoke, her voice steady despite the fear that gripped her. She challenged their hold over Ilara's past, revealing the pain and betrayal that had birthed their anguish. In that moment, light began to radiate from Ilara, illuminating the depths of their darkness. It was a battle of wills, and Amelia recognized that only by uniting their strengths would they find resolution.